Hello, welcome to the lesson. So you've chosen to learn some Jack Johnson, and in this lesson obviously we're going to learn Better Together, which is a great choice. It's pretty straightforward and I think you're going to enjoy learning it. You should be able to pick it up quite quickly. So let me demonstrate what I'm going to show you in this lesson. It should sound like this. To begin with, there's an intro like this. And then it goes into the verse chords. And then once he's gone round that a few times, then he goes into the chorus chords, which sound like this. And then back into the verse chords. Okay, there we go. Now, as well as that, there's also a bridge section, or you can call it a middle eight, but I'll show you that in a minute. Now, first, let me explain about this. This is called a capo, in case you don't already know. And all it is just a little device that clips on the guitar neck, and Jack Johnson uses it to hold down the strings at fret 3, just to raise the pitch of the song up, just to make it easier for him to sing. Now, you may or may not already have a capo. If you have, stick it on now. If not, I suggest you get one soon. They're quite inexpensive. You can go on the V Guitar Lessons homepage and go to the link at the bottom of the screen where there's a music shop and get one. Or if you don't get one from us, make sure you get one from somewhere. And I had a long, hard think about it, and I thought, should I teach people this song with the capo or without? Because not everybody's going to have one. And I thought about it, and in the end I decided I'm going to teach this lesson with the capo on, because otherwise it would just become too complicated, you know, transposing things around. Okay, so if you haven't got a capo, what I suggest you do is follow the chords that I'm showing you, but just play them down using the normal open strings as you would normally play the guitar, okay? And then when you get a chance to get one, you can clip it on, and then it should be in the correct pitch, okay? I hope that makes sense. So let me begin by showing you how to play the intro. So take your middle finger and put it on the 4th string at fret 10. And what you're going to do is give it a pluck and slide to fret 12, like that. And then use your 3rd finger to hold down the 3rd string at fret 12 and give that a pluck. So what we've got there is a slide on the 4th string and then pluck the 3rd string at fret 12. Now, in this intro, we're going to use that same pattern to slide all around the guitar neck. These two fingers are going to stay right next to each other on the same fret at all times. So once you've done that first one, what we're going to do now is slide the 4th string from 12 back to fret 10, and then pluck the 3rd string at fret 10, okay? And then, very similarly, we're going to slide from 10 to fret 7, like that, and then the 3rd string at fret 7. I hope you're following the pattern. And now we're going to slide from fret 7 to fret 5, and then the 3rd string, and then from 5 back to fret 7, and then from 7 up to fret 10, and then from fret 10 up to fret 12, and then finish by sliding back to fret 10. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'll demonstrate it again in slow motion. Okay, and you can look at the tab at the bottom of the screen. If you just want to pause the video and check that, then just make sure you got it right. Okay, right, so let's move on to the verse chords. So we're going to begin by playing a D chord, and you already know a D chord. It looks like this. And just to refresh your memory, it's the 3rd string at fret 2. And by the way, when I say fret 2, what we're doing, we're pretending that the capo is open. We're pretending this is fret 1, and we're pretending this is fret 2, okay? I hope that makes sense. And of course, if you haven't got a capo, then you'll just be playing the normal chord down here. Right, so 3rd string at fret 2, middle finger on the 1st string at fret 2, and then your 3rd finger on the 2nd string at fret 3. That is a standard D chord. Now, I'm going to ask you to use your thumb to pluck the 4th string, and then use the nails on your fingers to strum the rest of the strings, okay? So it should sound like this. Excellent. Now keep that chord where it is and bring the little finger across onto the 5th string, and I'm going to call it fret 4, but it's the fret with the dot on, okay? So give that a pluck and then strum the rest of the strings. Excellent. Now what we're going to do now is a B minor chord. That's a bar at fret 2, and just to clarify, that's the one with the dot on it. Bar at fret 2, laying across all 5 strings. We're not going to use the 6th string. Holding down flat, holding down with plenty of pressure. Use the middle finger on the 2nd string at fret 3, and then the 4th string at fret 4, and the little finger on the 3rd string at fret 4. Just look at the chord box next to me if you want to check that. And what you're going to do is use your thumb to pluck the 5th string, and then strum. Okay. Excellent. Now we're going to do an A, and you probably already know an A. You may have learnt it like this: 4th string at fret 2, 3rd string at fret 2, and 2nd string at fret 2. But of course there's another way of doing it. You can just lay your 1st finger flat across those strings. So make sure you're holding down the 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st string. And inevitably you're going to be touching the 1st string as well, but don't worry about that. What I'm going to ask you to do is pluck the 5th string open and then strum the rest of those strings. Okay, good. Now onto a G chord. You probably already recognise a G. It's the middle finger on the 6th string at fret 3, the 1st finger on the 5th string at fret 2, and then the 2nd string at fret 3, and the little finger on the 1st string at fret 3. Just take a second to get that. And then you're going to pluck the 6th string as the root note, like that, and then strum. Excellent, okay? Don't worry if you haven't memorised all these chords instantly. You'll probably have to watch the video a few times just to clarify it. So let me demonstrate what we've done so far. It's the D chord, and then with the little finger on the 5th string, and then the B minor, and then the A, and then the G. Excellent. Hope you're following me so far. Right, now we're going to do a chord called D over F sharp, and what that is a D chord again, but this time the thumb comes over the top of the guitar and it holds the 6th string down at fret 2, or well, in this case it's the fret with the dot on it, okay? So what you're going to do, just pluck that 6th string at fret 2 and make sure the thumb is holding the note, okay? Like that, and then strum the rest of the strings. We don't really want to hear the 5th string, so just make sure you get the other strings. Like that. Good. And now onto an E minor, which is really simple. It's the middle finger on the 5th string at fret 2, and the 3rd finger on the 4th string at fret 2. Like that. And you're going to pluck the 6th string open, and then strum. And then we finish on an A chord, which is the same as the one we did just now. Good. So let's join all that together. So there's all the chords, and now so you can see my right hand as well. And at full speed it's going to sound more like this. Okay, and as you practice it, you'll be able to make it sound nice and light and easy going like that. That'll just come with practice, okay? But the first things first is to learn those chords, memorise them, and be able to play them round and round nice and smoothly, okay? Good. So next I want to show you the chorus chords, which sound like this. Okay, now that's quite tough. What Jack is doing there is using a bar chord, and he's laying it across, well, we can call it fret 4, but as you can see, it's the fret with the dot on. So lay your 1st finger across all those strings, and we're going to do a standard major shape as a bar chord. If you remember, one of the free lessons, I taught you how to do bar chords, so you should recognise this shape. It's the middle finger on the 3rd string, and then this finger here on the 5th string on that dot, and then the little finger right behind it. So look at the chord box next to me, and you're going to strum it, but Jack slides down a fret. And it takes a lot of strength from your hand to be able to hold the pressure on that chord and slide it down. So it's just something you're going to have to work on. So give it a strum and slide. Okay, and then he continues to strum. And just to be more specific about that strumming pattern, I'm plucking the root note with the thumb, but I'm doing a down and a little upstroke like this. Just gently using my fingers. So if you join it together, root, down, up, root, down, up. Okay, so you're going to do the slide and it should sound like this. And once you've done that, you're going to bring this bar chord up 2 more frets. So now the bar is laying across fret 5 in between those 2 dots, as you can see. And it's the same chord shape. So you can see I'm doing dong, janga, okay? So let me join that together with the slide. So slide, and then slide. And we repeat it round 4 times like this. And then once you've done that, it goes back into the verse chords like we learned earlier. Okay, so what we've done there is the main components from the song, and now we've learned them, what you can do is look at the PDF document, and in that document that came with this video, you can print it out, and it contains the sequence and order, how to join all these bits together to form the whole song, okay? So this bridge, or middle 8, or whatever you want to call it, is going to sound like this. Okay, now you probably don't even need me to explain it to you. Those chords are so simple, you could probably tell just by watching my fingers what I was doing. It was an E minor chord, as we've already learned earlier in the song, so it's just those 2 fingers like that. And with as far as the strumming pattern is concerned, it's the same as what we learned earlier. We're plucking a bass note and then a down and a little upstroke like that. So, and you do that twice for each chord, so it's. And then we're going to change to A. 4th string at fret 2, 3rd string at fret 2, 2nd string at fret 2. And if you remember, with the A, the 5th string open is the root note. So we're going to swap between the E minor and the A 4 times in total. Excellent. And now it's G and A. So you already know G, and it's the same thing, but this time we're going from G to A. And you'll notice I was using this type of A, using my first finger, laying flat across those strings. And really, there's no reason for that as such. It seems to me to make more sense to go from a G to that type of A. It just seems more comfortable for my fingers, that's the only reason. So you're going to go like this. 4 times. And back into the verse chords. Except Jack doesn't play the verse chords. What he does is the intro notes again, that sound like this. Okay, that's exactly the same as the intro notes. All right, and he finishes with something very similar but different. He goes like this. All right, okay, so let me quickly explain that. That's the middle finger on the 2nd string at fret 10, and you're going to pluck it and slide to fret 13. and then put your third finger on the first string at fret 13 and give that a pluck. And this is actually exactly the same pattern as how we played those intro notes. It's just the only difference is now we're on the first and second string, okay? So what you're going to do now is slide the second string from 13 back to fret 10, and then pluck the first string at fret 10. And then now you're going to slide from 10 down to 8, and then pluck the first string. And then from 8 up to fret 10, and then from 10 up to fret 13, and then from fret 13 up to fret 15, and then back to fret 13, and then back to fret 10. And finish by plucking them both and just do this. And what that is just holding them both down, pluck them, and slide down to fret 8 and back again. Okay, so let me demonstrate that one last time to make it crystal clear. And that's it, and my gosh, my fingers are sore after playing all that. So if your fingers get quite tender on the ends, don't worry about it, it's perfectly normal. If they start to hurt too much, then I suggest you stop and give them a rest. But, you know, they will toughen up as you play guitar more and more. So there we go, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. As usual, I always suggest that you watch this video several times, you know, so you really understand it all. Print out the PDF document because it's got all the chord diagrams, it's got all the tab and everything you'll need, and it's got the entire sequence of the song, so you should be fine. Enjoy playing this song, always remember to play it to your friends, play it to your family, go and entertain people, and remember to email me because I love hearing from people. So thanks for joining me, I'll see you soon in one of the other video guitar lessons. Bye bye.